He listens, he provides, he protects, he prays for you. And when a woman has that and loses it, oh, it shakes her to her core. When a good man loves a woman, his love comes from a deep, loyal place. It's not temporary, not something he gives for fun or convenience. It's a love rooted in loyalty, patience, and consistency. A good man doesn't love you because of how you look on a good day or what you can offer him when things are easy. He loves you because he sees your soul, your struggles, your potential, and he chooses you anyway. That's what makes his love so rare. In today's world, so many people love halfway. They love with conditions, with backup plans, with pride. But a good man, he loves with his whole heart, even when you don't see it. When he says he's got you, he means it. He's the kind of man who stays up to make sure you got home safe, who listens even when he doesn't understand, who'll defend you when you're not around. His loyalty isn't loud, it's steady. You can feel it in his silence, in his consistency, in the way he never stops showing up. But here's the thing about a good man, his love is deep, but it's not blind. He can forgive, but he can also feel when he's being taken for granted. You see, a loyal man will give you chance after chance, hoping you'll start to see the effort he puts in, the little things he does, the way he sacrifices without making noise about it. But when that love goes unnoticed for too long, it begins to hurt him. You might think he's strong enough to handle it, and he is, but even the strongest man can grow tired of loving someone who stops appreciating the way he loves. His loyalty is a blessing, but it's also his weakness because it makes him stay longer than he should. And when that man finally pulls away, it's not because he stopped loving. It's because he can't keep giving himself to someone who doesn't value what's in front of her. That's when women realize how rare a loyal man truly is. You see, loyalty doesn't come with fancy words. It shows up in actions. It's in how he remembers the things you said weeks ago. It's in how he makes sure you eat, how he worries when you're quiet, how he celebrates your wins, even when he's struggling himself. That's what good men do. They love like it's their purpose. When a woman loses a man like that, it's not just the man she loses, it's the security of being loved unconditionally, because no one else will hold her like he did, protect her like he did, or believe in her when she couldn't believe in herself. That kind of love doesn't fade. It leaves an imprint. So when a woman looks back one day and realizes that she had a good man who was loyal to his core, the weight of that realization hits harder than she ever imagined. Because deep down, she knows she lost something she may never find again. A lot of times, people don't realize what they have until it's gone. That's one of life's hardest lessons. When a woman has a good man by her side, she can grow so comfortable in his presence that she starts to believe he'll always be there, no matter what. She starts to take his consistency for granted. She gets used to his good morning texts, his check, in his small gestures of care. And over time, those gestures start to feel normal instead of special. But here's the truth. Nothing about a good man is normal. His patience, his loyalty, his effort. Those things are rare when a woman forgets that. She stops nurturing the very love that was meant to last forever. She stops saying thank you for the little things. She stops noticing when he sacrifices. She starts assuming he'll stay because that's what he's always done. But see, a good man isn't a machine. He's human. He has emotions too. He feels disappointment when his effort goes unnoticed. He feels pain when his love isn't returned. And even though he may not show it right away, he starts to pull back slowly, not to hurt her, but to protect his heart. He stops talking as much, stops doing the extra things, stops showing up in the ways he used to. And most times, the woman doesn't realize what's happening until it's too late. She looks up one day and that man who used to give her everything has gone quiet. That's when the emptiness hits. That's when the house feels different, the nights feel colder, and the silence becomes the loudest sound in the room. When a woman loses a good man, she starts replaying moments she once overlooked. She remembers the way he'd drop everything to make her smile, the way he made her feel safe, the way his presence made the world seem calmer. Those memories start to haunt her, not because he did anything wrong, but because she realizes how right he was and how much she took that for granted. She'll start to see how other men don't listen the way he did, how they don't care with the same depth, how they don't stay when things get hard. That's when it really hits her that she didn't just lose a boyfriend, she lost her safe place, her anchor, her peace. It's a cruel truth. We often understand the value of something only when it's gone. When a woman loses a good man, she doesn't just miss his presence, she misses the version of herself she was when she was loved by him. She misses the way he brought out her softness, her laughter, her calm. And when she tries to replace that, she realizes it can't be copied or rebuilt, because real love, especially the kind a good man gives, is once in a lifetime. And once it's gone, every part of life reminds her of what she let slip through her hands. A good man doesn't walk away because he wants to. He walks away because he's forced to. You see, a man who truly loves a woman will do everything in his power to make it work. He'll fight through the arguments, overlook the flaws, and stay even when it's easier to leave. But love, no matter how strong, can only survive if it's being fed from both sides. A good man leaves when he realizes his peace is being drained, when his efforts go unnoticed and his heart keeps breaking in silence. He doesn't leave because he stopped loving her. He leaves because he finally understands that love shouldn't hurt this much. It's not about pride or ego. It's about self-preservation, because even a good man reaches a point where he says, I can't keep loving someone who doesn't value my heart. And when he makes that decision, it's not a loud one. He doesn't slam doors or make a big scene. He just grows quiet. He starts to pull away emotionally first. His texts get shorter, his calls less frequent. He stops trying to fix things that never change. He lets go not because he wants to, but because he has to. Inside, it breaks him because that woman is still someone he cares for deeply. But caring isn't enough when you're the only one trying. So he protects his peace, and peace, once a man discovers its value, becomes more important than love itself. The sad part is the woman doesn't always realize what's happening until that peace takes him away completely. When he used to argue, it meant he still cared. When he goes silent, that's when she should worry, because that silence isn't coldness, it's acceptance. It's the moment he decides to stop fighting for someone who won't fight beside him. And when a good man leaves for peace, he doesn't come back the same. The part of him that used to go the extra mile, that used to forgive easily, that used to hope for change, that part dies quietly. He'll walk away from the woman he once dreamed about, not because he stopped believing in love, but because he can't survive in a love that keeps wounding him. And that's what most women don't see. A good man's silence isn't indifference, it's heartbreak in disguise. It's the sound of a soul that gave too much. Later, when she realizes what he carried, what he endured, she'll understand that his leaving wasn't about her mistakes, it was about his limits. He gave all he could, and when that wasn't enough, he had to choose himself, because no matter how deep a man's love runs, he can't pour from an empty cup. So when he leaves, it's not revenge, it's peace. And once a good man finds peace, he rarely looks back. Regret is one of the most powerful feelings a person can experience, especially when it comes from losing someone who truly loved you. When a woman loses a good man, regret doesn't hit her all at once. It creeps in slowly, like waves that keep coming back no matter how far she tries to run from them. At first, she might act like she's fine, convincing herself that he'll come back or that she can replace him. But as time goes by, the truth begins to set in. She starts to realize that the kind of love he gave wasn't ordinary. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And real love has a way of sticking to your heart long after the person is gone. When she remembers how he used to look at her like she was everything he ever wanted, it stings. When she thinks about how he stood by her when no one else did, it aches. Regret doesn't come from losing a man. It comes from losing the man who loved her with his whole heart. It's in those quiet moments late at night when she replays the arguments, the words she said, the times she ignored his effort. She starts to see all the signs she missed, the exhaustion in his eyes, the silence he used to cover his pain, the patience he gave even when he was hurting. That's when regret hits the hardest, because she realizes he didn't leave because he stopped loving. He left because he couldn't keep breaking his own heart to prove it. A good man's love changes a woman even after he's gone. The things he did for her, the care, the attention, the little acts of love become the standard she compares everyone else to. Every new man who walks into her life feels different because they don't love like he did. They don't notice the small things. They don't listen with the same warmth. They don't bring that calm energy that made her feel safe. And that's when regret turns into longing. She doesn't just miss him. She misses the peace that came with him. She misses the way his presence made everything feel lighter. She might try to reach out, hoping he'll still be there, but most of the time, when a good man is gone, he's gone for good. Not out of spite, but because he gave everything he had already. That's the painful part of regret, realizing that love doesn't always get a second chance. And as the days go on, she starts to see how rare his love truly was. It's not the grand gestures she remembers, it's the way he made her feel safe without saying a word. Regret is heavy because it reminds her that she had something pure and now it's gone. And no matter how much she tries to move forward, a part of her heart will always whisper, "Hey, was the one who really loved you." When a good man is gone, his absence changes everything. It's not just the empty space beside her on the bed or the quiet phone that used to light up with his name. It's the absence of that calm, protective energy that once surrounded her life. You see, a good man has a certain presence, the kind that makes a woman feel grounded, safe, and understood. He may not say much, but when he's around, everything feels stable. His love brings balance, his patience brings peace, and his consistency builds trust. But when he walks away, that peace walks with him. Suddenly, the world feels heavier. Little things that never used to bother her start to hurt. The laughter feels forced, the days feel longer, and the nights, they feel cold. It's in those moments she starts to realize what he truly meant to her. A good man is not just a partner, he's a foundation. He's the one who listens when no one else does, who believes in her even when she doubts herself. His support is quiet but strong, and it holds her together in ways she never noticed until it's gone. When that kind of man leaves, it's not just his voice that disappears. It's the comfort, the emotional safety net, the sense of being loved without judgment. She starts to notice the difference between someone who texts because they have to and someone who checks in because they genuinely care. That difference stings because no one replaces the way a good man made her feel. Life feels different after losing a man like that. The meals taste the same, the routines continue, but there's a subtle emptiness underneath it all. She might go out, smile, and laugh, but deep down, she feels that something is missing, and that something is the presence of a man who truly had her back. She remembers how he could calm her storms without saying a word, how his touch carried reassurance, and how his silence was never cold, only thoughtful. Now, the silence feels unbearable, and every memory feels like a ghost she can't escape. And the truth is, when a good man leaves, it changes her forever, because now she knows what real love feels like. She knows how it feels to be genuinely cared for, to be respected, to be prioritized. And once you've experienced that kind of love, you can't unfeel it. You can't pretend other connections feel the same because they don't. So his absence becomes a reminder, a constant whisper of what she lost, what she didn't protect, and what she might never find again. The world may move on, but her heart doesn't. It holds the imprint of his love, that steady warmth that once made her feel whole. And no matter how much time passes, that absence never truly fades because when a good man leaves, he takes a piece of her peace with him. When a woman loses a good man, the pain eventually turns into a lesson. At first, it's heartbreak, tears, silence, denial. But with time, something shifts inside her. She begins to understand the meaning behind everything that happened. Losing him becomes more than just losing love. It becomes a mirror that forces her to look at herself, her choices, her pride, her actions, and the way she treated the one person who truly cared. A good man doesn't just walk away from her life. He leaves behind a message. His absence becomes her greatest teacher. She starts to see what real love feels like, not by having it, but by remembering what it was. She learns that love isn't about control or ego. It's about appreciation, effort, and mutual peace. With time, she starts realizing that pride can destroy what love builds. Maybe she didn't mean to push him away, but pride has a quiet way of making you believe you'll always have time to make things right. It tells you he'll never leave. But when a good man finally does, it breaks that illusion. It humbles you. It shows you that even the strongest love can only survive if both hearts protect it. That lesson is heavy because it comes too late. She learns that love doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for presence, for gratitude, for understanding. The lesson hurts because it reminds her that she had those things and didn't hold on to them tightly enough. Eventually, she stops blaming him for leaving and starts looking at the role she played. That's when growth begins. She starts to value consistency, honesty, effort, the same things he once gave her freely. She understands that real love doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it's quiet and steady, like the way he used to hold her or the way he always made sure she felt safe. She begins to crave that kind of peace again, but now she knows it doesn't come easy. It has to be earned. And that realization changes her heart forever. The lesson a good man leaves behind stays long after he's gone. It shapes the way she loves, the way she speaks, the way she chooses. She learns to appreciate effort instead of perfection, loyalty instead of attention, peace instead of excitement. She becomes softer, wiser, more aware. And though it hurts, there's beauty in that pain because that's what growth looks like. Losing him might have broken her for a while, but it also rebuilt her into someone who finally understands the weight of real love, the kind that requires care, gratitude, and patience. So when a woman loses a good man, it hits hard not just because of what she lost, but because of what she learns, that genuine love is rare, and once it's gone, you'll spend the rest of your life recognizing the value of what you once had in every person who tries but never quite compares.